Hey, how's it going, you guys? It's Pep Ladwas here, and it's time to review not only episode 58 of Hunter x Hunter, but also what seems to be the final episode in the Yorknew City arc. So, without further ado, let's do this. First, we have Pakunoda, who went there alone to see Kurapika and the boss and Melody. And this is where Kurapika lays down the conditions, has his own little internal paranoia thing, and then fucking, what's it called? Does the conditions to Pakunoda after he does it to the boss. And then, boom, there you go. So, as far as the conditions go, boss can't use Nen, cannot communicate at all with his troop. So he has to be isolated from them. The conditions on Pakunoda are... wow, what were they? Shit. Can't, I believe, come alone with Gon and Killua unharmed. And the other thing was to not tell them about, tell the Phantom Troop anything about the conversation. So yeah, those are the conditions for both of them. He does his thing. He has like this paranoid, like, is there anything else I can do? What's going on? Stressed out situation. And Melody has like this internal monologue where it's like, Kurapika, can't you see that this woman is doing the same thing you're doing, trying to get your friends back? And yeah, but at the same time, you still can't justify the Phantom Troop at all for anything they've done just because they're trying to do something nice for their boss, their friend, their companion, whatever you want to call him. But whatever, it leads to nothing because the whole thing it gets settled properly. But those are the conditions. Kurapika continues to be fucking hacks, but anyway, we go forward to the base where all the Phantom Troop members are chilling, and we get I love Gon. He lays down the facts about why Pakunoda isn't betraying them or anything. Like, he's literally like, it's so funny because what's it called, Finks, he doesn't understand the concept of, like, I'm trying to save a friend at all. He's like, oh, they must be being controlled or whatever. And she's like, no, I'm going to take the kids there, and I can't tell you why, and you're going to shut up about it. And he's like, what? So then we have Gon, who just lays down the facts, breaks out of the chains like a badass. Then Killua breaks out of the chains like a badass. There's a funny scene where he's like, well, I'm not going to move from this spot. And there's also another funny scene where they actually talk to Kurapika on the phone, and they're like throwing the phone around. It's the one dude, the manipulator dude's phone, and he's like, hey, don't, I'm kind of useless without that. No, I don't know if he's useless without it, but yeah, and that was funny. Then we have Pakunoda taking them there for the exchange. They're not chained up or anything, they're going and Killua are going, and then Hisoka shows up, throws a whole monkey wrench in. We see that Illumi took his place, and he's like, he's thinking to himself, you gotta hurry up, I can only keep my face changed without using the pins for a limited amount of time. So that was kind of cool. So Hisoka's there, he wants to fight the leader, he gets on the thing, nothing too, like, he throws a monkey wrench in, but it's not like a huge deal. The exchange happens, they get Gon and Killua back. Melody was very useful in this whole thing. I will say, like, Basho really did nothing. None of the other people they hired did anything. But Melody did, so I'll give props to her. But anyway, the exchange happens, everything's good. They can tell that Killua's heartbeat's fine and everything, so, because that heartbeat thing is so weird. It'd be so weird to hear people's heartbeats like that. Anyway, the exchange happens, Hisoka's there, he's ready to fight the boss. And he is hyped, dude. He takes off the fake thing, he takes his shirt off, he grabs the lotion, he's like, oh yeah, let's do this. But then no, the boss cock blocks him. The boss is like, yeah, I can't use Nen anymore. And then Hisoka has like the best face ever. It's probably gonna be my thumbnail. That was funny as fuck. That was like the funniest scene in the episode, easily. And then, after the exchange is settled, we got the friends back, our group is reunited, the boss is gonna like go to the east because there was something about, the whole, prophecy, fortune being told. So that's cool. Then we have Pakunoda. She goes to the place, the base, and she can't really say anything, but she decides to use her gun to shoot all her memories into everybody, and then she dies because of the chain on her heart. And I'm like, one of the conditions wasn't using Nen. Like, if one of her conditions was not being allowed to use Nen, that'd be fine, but that was not one of her conditions. She wasn't allowed to talk about anything, but she didn't talk. She fired the memory bullets. But I guess that counted as being against the rules. It just seemed a little odd to me. I would have rather one of the conditions just be do not use Nen, as well as don't say anything. And I don't know how many conditions he can put on a person. I don't think he set a limit, but he puts 2 at least on each person he's done it to, except for Uvojin. So yeah, if he could do 3 conditions, he should have done that, and that would have made more sense. But whatever. Pakunoda dies. That's 2 Phantom Troop members who died in this arc, which I'm fine with, I guess. Kind of shitty that the ones you like the most happen to be the ones to die. Like, the ones who are genuinely likable. Like, Uvojin was an asshole, so he wasn't, like, super likable. He was still a dick. And, of course, Pakunoda's a bitch, too. But, I mean, she was doing everything for her friend, and she doesn't seem that bad of a person. And then she dies, and it's like, why do you have to make me like this character before they die? But whatever, that's actually really good writing. It's just, you know, can't be satisfied when a villain dies because they have to make them likable. But whatever. Then we get to Kurapika with the fever, and that came out of kind of nowhere, but yeah, so we kind of just set up for the auction at this point, you know. Talk about how Kurapika's changed, so that's, you know, character development, that's great. And then we have the auction set up, Gon, Killua, get the tuxedos on, looking sharp. They go there, there's another funny scene where they see Finks and Phaeton, and they're there. They explain everything about, they explain like residual Nen after a person's died and stuff. Definitely interesting. We get even a flashback even showing how Gon and Killua don't want Kurapika to kill. Which is interesting for Killua too, because Killua, you know, he used to be an assassin, so it's really cool to see his development as well. So that explanation comes, then they're going to the auction, and then the narrator breaks the 4th wall, and he's just like, next week we're going to the Greed Island arc. So, yeah. It was a good episode, definitely. I'd say it was even a great episode. It had a ton of content, to the point where I had to fucking take notes. Which, I think I've reviewed episodes with more content and not had to take notes, but whatever. Yeah, it was really good. The exchange was good. Everything played out very nicely. You know, Hisoka showing up. It would have been cool to see a fight between Hisoka and the boss, but obviously that can't happen, so that's fine. The face was hilarious. A lot of great comedy. Every joke they tried to pull in this episode I think really worked. I think they were all pretty funny jokes. Nothing too over the top. And the arc wrapped up nicely, I suppose. I don't know what's going on with the Nostrades family, with Melody, with Basho, or, you know, any of the other people who survived, if anyone else survived. So, I mean, that might need clearing up, but other than that, you know. And I'll probably end up doing, like, a full review of the arc, just because I feel like there's a lot to talk about. And I know I didn't do a full review for the other arcs, but I feel like talking about some stuff, because this is a really popular arc, and I have some interesting things to say about it. So, yeah, you can look forward to that. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this episode, like, a 8.5 out of 10. I mean, not quite a 9 or a 10. It wasn't super amazing, but well, you know what, maybe a 9, because there was character development shown for Killua, though briefly. Obvious character development for Kurapika. The arc is wrapped up, which is very good. I mean, Pakunoda got development even. You know, so, yeah, I mean, maybe even a 9 out of 10, honestly, based on character development and progression. It was very, very well done. So, yeah, 8.5 or 9, I don't know. Either way, like 8.75, I don't know, some shit. Anyway, I liked the episode, bottom line. That's all you really need to hear. But yeah, so that's my review for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode and my review in the comments down below. Bye.